Hi everyone, this is Miss Lindberg. I just wanted to check in with you as we transition from the compare-contrast essay into the argumentative essay. This next essay is our final one, hooray! But it's also a little bit more involved because you will be using outside research. So to get there, of course, we start by coming to content items as usual, and that takes us into Module 7, Writing to Convince. And here we have the same basic setup that we have in all of the other modules. The reading assignment, the discussion response, the essay assignment, and the workshop assignment. Some additional information to help you write the paper, a sample essay, and the workshop link. So all of those things are there. In addition, in this module, we also have a mini module that includes some research help, and I'll look at that in a minute. Let's begin with the reading assignment. If you go there, you'll see that there's a short video from Monty Python, which is pretty funny. You should watch that. And then we have two essays. One is about football and concussions, and one is about flip-flops. Now, some students have reported to me that they have trouble with those links. So if you have trouble with those links, you can click on this, which says List of Readings. And that takes us to our course material to this page. And then under Argumentation Essay, you can find the same essays. Here is the football one, and then here's the flip-flops one. So I encourage you to use those links to find those. They're very different essays. The football and concussions essay is much more formally written. And contains a lot of information in it, some citations, some numbers, some facts and figures, that sort of thing. And the flip-flops essay is much more informal, personal, I think intended to be funny. There's still some factual information in there, but she is not presenting it as a research paper. That's important to realize. You want to be writing in this final essay a formal academic research argument, which means you're not going to write as casually as Dana Stevens writes. That's important to keep in mind. Okay, so going back to the full module, I'm going to close some of these other tabs. And then we have the reading response and now the idea behind this is that you're looking at the two articles, you pick which one you personally felt more drawn to, and then write about it. And then the second part, I want you to share what you're thinking about for your final essay. This is important because I want to be able to give you feedback on this. If you have an idea for an essay and you share it here in the discussion post, I can give you some feedback, some pointers, maybe suggest some other things to think about. And your fellow students can do that as well. So you can really use this discussion post as a way to sort of brainstorm. That would be the most efficient use of your time in the class, to use this as a place to think about what you might be writing about. Next, you have the argumentation essay assignment itself. And here it's 600 to 800 words. So that's longer than you've been writing. You need direct quotes from 3 outside sources. All 3 sources should be credible sources. That does not mean that they have to come from Galileo, although they could. One must be peer-reviewed. In order to earn a grade above 50, you must have a works cited page. So each paper you turn in has to have that works cited page, which is the last numbered page of the paper. It's connected to the document. It's all one document. It's not 2 separate documents. Finally, you have a lot more freedom in this final essay. Essentially, you're writing about what you want to write about. And for some of you, that's going to be wonderful. And for some of you, you're going to struggle with that a little bit because it's going to feel too broad and too general. So maybe one thing you can do in the next couple of days is to sort of, as you're driving around, as you're taking a shower, as you're folding the laundry, as you're washing the dishes, as you're doing any of those things, when you're working out, just think about what you might pick for your argumentation essay. You can also do things like if you're on social media, scroll through social media, see what people are talking about, see what interests you. Try to pick something that directly connects to your life, not something that, like whether or not marijuana should be legalized in Vermont, because that probably doesn't directly affect your life here in Georgia. So, think about that. And then, of course, there are the normal deadlines. We're going to run this exactly the same way we have in all of the previous workshops. So I'll see a draft, your classmates will see a draft, and then you'll turn in the final essay. Here are a couple of other useful pieces of information. One is about making a claim, which will help you to write a thesis statement. And one is a PowerPoint on using academic language. I would highly recommend that you go through that as well. We have a sample argumentation essay, and then finally we have the argumentation essay workshop. Now, where do you go to get your research? Here's where you go to get your research. In the mini module Research Help, there's a lot of information. Most of it is from the OWL at Purdue on locating sources. In addition, there is a link to a plagiarism self-guided tutorial. This will walk you through asking you questions specifically about what constitutes plagiarism. I decided to do this here because here is where we generally have the most trouble. I have very few students who knowingly, willingly plagiarize. I would say that over 75% of the plagiarism incidents I get in my classes are from students who didn't realize they were doing it wrong. They had no intention of doing anything wrong. They feel horrible about it, but that does not change the outcome. Ignorance is no defense. This is a way that you can educate yourself and make sure that you're not making any mistakes that might lead to an accusation of plagiarism. Also, and perhaps more importantly, immediately, the plagiarism website, this PowerPoint on Works Cited and Citation, a link on documentation of sources. Those are the three places where you are going to get the information you need in order to be able to take this quiz. Quiz number 4 is directly related to plagiarism, paraphrasing, and formatting for works cited and citations. So all of the information on that quiz is going to come from this information. But also you can use this, like for example, just click on here on the locating and evaluating sources, and this goes back to the specific location in your course materials. Now I'm going to go to the library now and show you something that's even cooler, and that is the chat page. So here's where you're going to do the majority of your searching for information, and I will quick show you one place. Let's see, I'm going to click on all databases, A to Z, and I'm at home, and you'll probably be at home too. So you may have to log in at some point. Opposing viewpoints and context, that's where I was. Is it, what is it, Rancher? Rancher? I can't remember. I can't remember. Let's see if that works. It did! Yay! Okay, so this particular database is awesome, especially if you're trying to think about a topic that you can use. You can come up here to Browse Issues, and it will give you this long list of so many different issues many of which will have a direct connection to your life. So let's click on something. Let's say, hey, ebooks. That's interesting. That kind of pertains to our class right now. The value of ebooks. The way this particular database is set up is that for each issue, it shows you two different viewpoints or two different sides at least for that particular issue. So here, for example, we have ebooks will widen the digital divide, and then we have the opposite view, which is the future of writing is digital. So you can use all of these, any of these, all of these that are listed under academic journals. That's 43 different academic journal articles about this subject. Those are all peer-reviewed sources. So that would, any one of those would count as your peer-reviewed source. Now here's something even cooler. Let's say I want to use moving toward open access in my paper. So I'm going to click on that source. And this is a podcast, which is totally fine. You can use a podcast. I'm going to click on Citation Tools. I'm going to click on MLA8. I'm going to copy and paste that into my Word document, and then voila, I am done. I have my citation for my Word document. So that is a great tip to know. Where was I? I'm going to go back to, if I can get back to the library homepage, and I will write out again how to do that. Library homepage right here with chat. You can always use that if you are struggling with something and you need somebody to help you right away. When the chat is available, when this is green, you can type your question in the box and hit send, and someone will respond to you and answer your question, which is a great way to get immediate help. Of course, there are also you can access them on their Facebook page or through Twitter as well. I think that's all I have for you. That was a bunch of information, and I hope that you find it helpful. And keep in touch. Like I said, I hope to be giving you feedback on your discussion posts. But you can also always email me and say, I'm thinking about this, this, or this. If you don't feel 100% comfortable putting your idea on the discussion post, if you want to email me specifically, separate from that, that is totally fine too. This video got way longer than I intended it to. I hope you found it helpful, and like I said, keep in touch.